All right, let's get it. Empathy. It says being in constant communication with my ancestors has definitely helped to strengthen my sense of empathy toward them and others. I used to wonder why some of them made decisions that have resulted in life altering ills and hardships for their descendants. However, as I started honoring my ancestors and their legacy, even when it was not even when it was not so stellar, I have learned many valuable lessons about why they made such choices. I have realized that many of their unfortunate decisions came from a place of desperation and deprivation. Had to let it roll off the tongue. Deprivation. The majority of my most recent ancestors were part of the transatlantic slavery system. Transatlantic slavery system. As much as such, my ancestors often had to make do with what they had. Sometimes what they had at their, let me go to the next page, at their disposal was not in their best interest or the best interest of our family line. However, they worked with what they had to resolve whatever challenge they were facing at the time. Before I started my ancestor veneration practice, I used to get angry with them for their decisions. I often blamed them for the suffering that I have endured in my own life, while they held a level of responsibility for many of the subsequent hardships that my family and I have suffered. I have since learned that it was not their intention. Do some of y'all feel that way about your ancestors? Do you feel that way towards God? Why the fuck you allow me to go to this shit, man? They have shown me why they made such decisions. They often did certain things because they felt like they had no other choice. They were genuinely suffering at the time, not the type of temporary, easy fixable suffering that we sometimes face in the modern world. They endure real suffering, going for days without adequate nourishment, being raped and abused, being uh, degraded in many ways, working day and night in the cold and extreme heat, having no shelter, being separated from their family members, etc. In some instances, they made poor decisions that have adversely impacted our entire family line, but they have since given me the knowledge and resources that I need to reconcile their action. So that my family can now experience many blessings. This knowledge has strengthened me and given me a greater level of empathy for them and others who had to make similar decisions. Similarly, as you grow in this discipline, you will be able to empathize with your loss and living loved ones and others to a greater extent. You will be better able to see things from their perspective, which will help you be more patient, loving, and kind toward all living beings. Which ancestors are you with? Are with you? Which answers are with you? Oh shit! Drop the damn phone, man. Which ancestors are with you? Our soul mission or destiny plays a vital role in determining which ancestors work with us. You probably have a specific set of ancestors in mind when you think about ancestor veneration. It is most likely the ancestors that you are most familiar with. While some of these ancestors may be working with you, it is equally possible that they are not. More or your more of your unknown ancestors might actually be working with you than those you knew or heard about through other family members. In fact, I believe that too, because the people that was in my family that I know, they were bots, man, that passed on. Like ain't nobody in my family tree like woke. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nobody woke over here. I'm talking about cousins, well, I ain't gonna lie though, my nieces, and I just had a conversation with my niece, man. They starting to wake up, you know what I'm saying? So let me take that back, you know, you know, because she was talking about the ancestors. Matter of fact, if you're watching this video, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. But I'm talking about there's a lot of people in my family though that are straight bots though. So my ancestors, I feel as though is probably, I already know my ancestors, some ancient souls, you know what I'm saying? But probably my homie Leon probably ride with me. I don't know if he reincarnated, came back, I don't know. But he passed on in 2003. So, and he woke up before me, you know what I'm saying? He woke up before me, so. But what I left off at, it says, in fact, not knowing one or both sides of your lineage does not negate the fact that individuals from either side of your family may be guiding you even more if you were adopted or otherwise. Let me skip to the other side. Oh, shit. Did I go too far? Hold on. Okay, let me get back. Otherwise, rear by non-relatives, ancestors from your bloodline, and still working with you through you may not be familiar with either side of your lineage. Also keep in mind that the ancestors working with you can be from many generations before you. Right. So you got to understand that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's not always necessarily, when we speak of ancestors, it's not necessarily the ones that just recently died. You probably got some ancient ancestors working with you. You know what I'm saying? When we talking about ancient, thousands, if not millions of years ago. Because we're ancient anyway. You see what I'm saying? Also keep in mind that the ancestors working with you can be from many generations before you. The ancestors assigned to us are those we need the most in our journey. Notice that I stated assigned to us, not the other way around. Though you may assign to us, they're assigned to us. So in other words, like some of our ancestors are our handlers and shit. Though you may want to work with your maternal grandmother, she might not be the best ancestors to help you achieve your soul mission. You know what I'm saying? Your maternal grandmother might be a bot. You know what I'm saying? She will be taking you back to church. Come on now and get saved. You got to go on back to the church. Like, nah, man. No, that shit is dead now, grandma. If your destiny is to lead masses of people to a higher level of consciousness, your grandmother, who was a homemaker, may not be able to provide you with the best support in this endeavor. Instead, your great-grandfather, who practiced Buddhism over 500 years ago, may have been assigned to work with you for this very reason. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So that's me, So keep this in mind as you honor your ancestors. Try not to be biased and be sure to honor your known and unknown ancestors when practicing ancestor veneration. You won't always know all of the ancestors who are part of your spiritual team. Thus, if you honor your entire lineage, you will duly respect all of your ancestors, and you will possibly tap into some resources that you never knew you had available to you. The importance of intention. Before I dig deeper into the mechanics of ancestral veneration, I want to discuss the importance of intention in this process. Ancestors veneration, or any other spiritual practice devoid of sound, resolute intention, serves no real purpose if you don't have good and benevolent intentions when performing spiritual rituals. Your efforts will either be fruitless or counterproductive. Intentions is the goal, purpose, or targeted outcome of something. When engaging in ancestral veneration, your intentions should be virtuous. Consider that from a medicinal perspective, one meaning of intention defines this concept as the process of healing a wound. That's very powerful because it indicates that the ultimate goal of intention is to alleviate, relieve, or mitigate rather than exacerbate an injury or a lesion. If we apply the same definition to the practice of ancestor veneration, our primary goal is in this process should be to achieve healing, relief. Healing can and should be sought in every area of our lives whenever we honor our ancestors. This includes physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, social well-being. When done to achieve holistic healing, ancestor veneration can be extraordinarily potent tool. The goal of honoring your ancestors should never be strictly for self-serving purposes. Y'all hear that, you selfish bastards? Your ancestors are not your personal genie in a bottle. I need $1 million, Billy. I got to invoke your ass. While they are available to help you in many aspects of your life, you should not come to them only when you need a ride to get to the mall. Only when you need things and never give anything in return. You should also never engage in this practice to harm others. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck about up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you honor your ancestors, your intentions should be pure and clear. Otherwise, you risk inviting evil and malevolent spirits into your space that can cause you more harm than good. Can I get a no there? We don't want that, y'all. So I'm gonna stop right there. This is right here, how to connect with your ancestors. Maybe that'll be on the next video. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Holla back, y'all. Peace. Cash App is down below, man. Support the brother, please, man. Please. Thank you, Jesus.